Hello and welcome to this week's video. Today we're talking about the 10 things I wish I knew about Biomutant before I started playing. This game is a time killer. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the game. It's a nice side quest if you want to have that. It has a vast open world with fantastic views. It's no wonder that I find myself spending a lot more time than I realize enjoying what the world has to offer. But at the same time, I'm a little upset with why they would spend so much time, money, and effort into the world only to make everything else seem just decent enough. It goes without saying that the narrator itself is a mess. It's built out of cliches with no depth or anything of interest whatsoever. The animal people speak in gibberish, and instead of just subtitling the gibberish, every line of dialogue is translated by Biomutant's endlessly annoying narrator, who never shuts up.
Asks you to better than what? Seems like
He doesn't do a bad job, but to be frank, the writing is grating. But before Biomutant, I have never played a game where I felt the burning desire to move past the dialogue as quickly as possible. The worst thing about Biomutant, by a mile, is the narrative. You create a furry critter who lives in a post-apocalyptic Earth and has been polluted to death by the evil corporation named Toxinol. The game thinks it makes a powerful statement by repeatedly mentioning how bad pollution is, well, bad. We don't learn anything about the company or how things got that bad, but they were evil and they killed humanity somehow. Earth is now occupied by mutated animal people instead of humans. Your main character was raised by their mother, a master of the underexplained martial art known as Wong Fu. However, the village was attacked by an underdeveloped villain named Lupa Lupin, who killed the protagonist's parents. The game is barely about that, though. Instead, the Tree of Light is threatened by 4 kinds of weak monsters called World Eaters, and you need to kill them all. Why is there a Tree of Life? Where did it come from? Who knows? But the World Eaters are destroying it or something. Biomutant conserves itself with 3 separate plot lines, but does absolutely nothing to truly tie them together in a satisfactory way. Next thing on my list is you're going to sit through a lot of cutscenes. Whether it be after solving a puzzle to show you that whatever you solved did this even though you just barely walked by that door, object, or whatnot. Every puzzle in this game is pretty much going to be circle puzzles, just spinning until it's the correct color dot until you get to the few puzzles that are unique and far and few between. Every time you enter a different area and you have enemies show up, every time you go to a different place with enemies, you always get fun narrator there explaining exactly what's happening to you, even though you're watching it right there. But now that we're there in the combat is simple at times. Once you get to the later game and you have a really strong gun, you can honestly win every combat by simply pressing left or right on the stick and holding down the right trigger. I made my character to have a little more diversity with abilities, gun, and psi powers, but even then, I'm finding new ways to try to make combat more interesting for myself, when honestly I could just hold a single button and win. On hard mode, by the way. The crafting system is rather okay. It has a very simple aspect of what you want to attach where, and looking for materials throughout the world and constantly breaking down all the junk that you receive, you get the materials needed to upgrade. You also have to find specific tables to upgrade the really nice low gear, but no matter what, fast travel is decent enough in this game where you don't have to worry about hunting down things you've already found. This one ends up being more towards the line of things that I should have done earlier in the game to allow for easier travel and allow myself to get to places without having to spend 15 to 20 minutes looking for that one specific door or that one specific climb. First off is to buy the fungus in the biogenetics. It has the best mobility, especially if you pair it with the blazing dash. The rest of it, when you go into biogenics, is to invest heavily into heat and cold resistances until they're about 100 each. You can get away with about 80 to 90 as long as you have gear to replace it with to get you to that 100%. The reason that I have those most focused on is the radioactive and the biohazard suits are not so deadly to obtain, and they aren't so far from the start that you have to travel an insane amount of time just to get them. Additionally, while you're in biohazard areas, do not change your appearance with the biomutations. This will reset all the resistances that you have invested in. The maximum level in this game is level 50, so you can keep that in mind while you're character building. In the same retrospect, it is also a good idea to look out for the different classes. I have listed out everything here so that you kind of have an idea if you ever do decide to start the game. This game is the perfect definition of on the fence. You either love it or you hate it. I've seen plenty of people diss this game into oblivion, and I've seen plenty of people promote this game as one of the best. Needless to say, this is a game that I enjoy. It's a very nice side adventure. Side adventure! Joe, you're a dick. Side adventure! Mad adventure! Mad adventure! Most everything in this game works. It really doesn't matter how you want to build or how you want to craft, everything just works out. You don't even have to craft. You can just replace everything that you get. It truly doesn't take much to be overpowered in this game, so you could kind of build to your heart's content and wander however you feel the need to. I wouldn't make this the next big play, but it's a decent side adventure game to kill some time with. Well, that's it for me. Make sure you subscribe to the TVG channel, and if you like what I do, please check out my channel, Low Action Gamers. I will see you all next week with another video.